New York City's new mayor making history, approving legislation allowing non-citizens to vote in municipal elections. More than 800,000 non-citizens and dreamers will get the right to vote as soon as next year. But there are already several challenges to this new law, including one from Staten Island's borough president. Henry Rossoff from a New York City station joins us now. So Henry, tell us, how is the city responding to this lawsuit?
Well, we wanted to press Mayor Eric Adams and his administration about how vigorously he would end up actually defending this bill, because he expressed a very serious concern about one aspect of it. So here's a look at what this bill actually does for non-citizen voting, the mayor's response, and the legal challenge it's facing.
I'll be able to vote and they can have a voice, but I don't have a voice when they can't vote.
We spoke with a number of immigrants who were excited about the potential benefits of a new city law allowing legal immigrant residents like green card holders or so-called dreamers to vote in city elections. Annabella Cuerto specifically told us she'd like to see immigrants have more say over schools.
You need to education. It's the best important way for growth.
Mayor Eric Adams initially was skeptical of part of the law passed late last year that allows non-citizens to register to vote only about a month after moving to the city. Here he is, January 2nd.
To give someone the authority to vote on a mayoral campaign, a controller campaign, a borough president campaign, a city council campaign, when they're only here for 30 days, that concerns me.
Adams now says after speaking to other Democratic lawmakers, he feels non-citizen voting is best for the city's democratic process. But he did not sign the bill into law. He simply took no action, allowing non-citizen voting to automatically go into effect. A spokesman for the mayor says the administration will still, quote, vigorously defend the law in court.
They're welcome to defend it, where they're going to lose, and they're going to unfortunately waste some time and taxpayer money doing so.
City Council Minority Leader Nichole Berlie is part of a group of Republicans suing to stop non-citizen voting. He says state law is overwhelmingly on their side.
The advocates want to make a big deal about having this 30-day requirement, but again, in the same statute and even in the same sentence, it requires citizenship in the United States to register and qualify to vote. So it should be crystal clear to anyone.
From a non-legal perspective, even people we found who were generally supportive of non-citizen voting did have some concerns about the 30-day voter registration window.
30 days might be a little too small.
I think it should be at least 6 months, not 30 days.
If the Republican lawsuit is unsuccessful, this law would be implemented beginning next year, 2023. Another wrinkle here, Nicole, the historically troubled Board of Elections, which runs things here in New York City as far as the electoral process, would actually have to come up with a totally separate process because, again, non-citizens would just vote in the city, not state elections, so things could get very confusing. Live from City Hall in New York City, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.
All right, Henry, thank you for that. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.